So in the vocab question that will come in the beginning of the test, you have to take care of 2 points that we are using connotation first. We are using connotation first just to give us the easy procedure to use the odd one out. You know that. So here I have to find the meaning of each word and its connotation. Is it positive or negative? So the first word here is reciprocate. And reciprocate, to return to something. To return to something. It can be also to repay, to recompense. Okay? So to make something or to return back, so it can be, actually it's neutral for me. So whenever we find neutral, we have to go to the context clue, but I'm gonna go to all of it. So reciprocate to return to something, to do something again, to make a return for something, to return. So it's return to talk, return to pay. Abandon to leave, and for me it's negative. Annotate, like what I did right now, I'm annotating. So annotate, to give detailed explanation, or to give more explanation, to clarify also it can be, so it's positive. Equalize come from the word equal. Equalize come from the word equal. So equalize, to make it equal, so it's also positive. But as I told you, whenever we find neutral, go to the context clue. Whether the reign of a French monarch such as Francis II or Louis XI was historically consequential or relatively uneventful, its trajectory was shaped by question of legitimacy, and therefore cannot be understood without a corollary understanding of the characteristic without which the monarch would have been forced to the throne. Take care. If he is describing those kings, he said that it's relatively uneventful. So that means we need something that is negative. And the only negative here is reciprocate or abandon. So here it's better not to return to the throne, because here it will give us a kind of positive. So it will abandon, forced to abandon the throne, to leave the throne. The second one, remembered, positive. Avoided, it can be neutral because it doesn't have an actual meaning. Achieve, positive. Required, also neutral, or it can be positive directly. So also because we have neutral, we have to return to the context. With his widely celebrated portraits of poet Midba Magutchan, chemist Harry Kroto, and other prominent figure in different fields, British painter Peter Edward has substantial prestige as an artist. Thank you. Prestige. It's an easy word. They achieved prestige. And here he said prominent. So we need positive. Prominent, we need positive. So achieve prestige. The word after that, uncaring, negative. As usual, Ram. As usual, because I have a session after. Uncaring. Uncaring, negative. Intense, neutral. Intense here, neutral. Complicated, negative. Touchy, positive. Whenever we find neutral, we go to the context clue. The following text is adapted from William Wordsworth, 1798 poem. Lines written a few miles above Tintern Abbey. Once again, do I behold these steep and lofty cliffs, which on the wild, secluded scene impress? Thoughts of more deep seclusion to care, and connect the landscape with the quiet of the sky. Take care here, he talk about the thoughts. And here he said that the wild, secluded scenes impress means something that I start thinking too much on. So here, thoughts of more deep seclusion is going to be intense, deep. Ibrahim, where are you going, Ibrahim? Number 4, the last one in the vocab. Self-contradictory. Contradict to yourself, so it's negative. Unavoidable, it can be neutral. Irresourceable, negative. Imperative, neutral. Imperative means something that it's like an order. The last passage, cave paintings. Painting, and now this explanation. Paintings of animals. Actually, this it must be M dash, a big one, not short one. Paintings of animal figure and abstract patterns found in what is now Spain and dating from 12,000 to 20,000 years ago are thought of as are today. But the question, take care, of whether the people of the time understood the painting as something akin to art in our modern sense or in some other way entirely is, and then he give us explanation, the colon. We will never be able to answer it. Oh my God, it's easy. We'll never be able to answer it, so it's irresolvable. We can't answer it. Let's go to number 5. It's the main purpose of the text. And we said how to solve the main purpose of the text. We look at the first sentence and the last sentence. And if we missed between more than one answer, you're going to read the whole text. Devoted. Miso is a novelist and a citizen of Chukatu Nation of Oklahoma. So now he talk about someone that is a novelist and citizen, that he is devoted. In the 2016 novel, The Antler Woman, Louise Erdrich is not the same one, successfully blended the oral storytelling tradition of her people and the Ojau with fantasy fiction. Take care, the oral story tradition is called Ojau with the fantasy fiction. It's fine. To urge younger, indigenous author to avoid writing in popular genre? No, because they use now a kind of popular genre like fantasy fiction. So it's not. To explain why indigenous author has achieved more success than another has, here he mentioned one and here he mentioned another, but he didn't say that which one is more successful than the other. To argue that traditional indigenous stories are more memorable than more novels are, he didn't compare the indigenous. I know that this indigenous, Chukatu is indigenous. He didn't compare it to other more novels. He just talked about 2 people. To discuss 2 writers, yes, he mentioned here one and he mentioned here the other, who blend traditional indigenous stories with popular genre. Yes, here he mentioned that he blend or integrate the oral storytelling tradition with the fantasy fiction. And here he mentioned also that this is a novelist citizen, but he didn't mention anything about blending. So we can read this part to be sure. Critics and fellow writers have praised her work for combining traditional Chukatu stories with popular genre. Thank you. Did the answer. I'm going to stop here the recording because I need only small part.